What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Boston Bruins franchise mode series. We lost to the eventual Stanley Cup champions, so I guess it's nothing to really hang our heads about. But we did lose, and it's really unfortunate, and our future is very uncertain. I don't know what this team's going to look like. I don't know how we're going to move forward. It's just I don't know. Like, we can retool, we can completely rebuild, we can just try to win next season again, with just a few players regressing or retiring. We're in sort of a cap situation as well. I just don't know. I just do not know. And it's going to be a very interesting offseason. I'm just going to show you guys what we have in terms of potential trading assets and who we can potentially trade away to try to get some value out of. Here are the oldest guys on the team, but Getzlaf and Vlasic are on the last year of their deal, so they're not tradable, unfortunately. We might look to re-sign them to really cheap contracts and then try to trade them next season. Who knows? And then Bergeron up here is nearing the end of his career. He does have another season after this one on his contract, so we can trade him. Same thing with Hansel, although he has pretty much no trade value. And then Marchand. 5 years left on his deal, 4 after this season at $6 million. But he is 33. He's going to start regressing sooner rather than later, and he still has over half of the trade bar left. I said that I would like to keep these guys around as long as possible and potentially have them retire as Bruins. But I'm to the point that if we're rebuilding, I will trade them. I don't want them to end their season on a really shitty team that's not going to make the playoffs, that's not going to compete. I'd rather have them go compete than retire as Bruins. Have them, be at the top rather than not at the end of their careers. But I mean, if we can't find a great trade for them, I will swallow it and I will keep them around and have them retire as Bruins because that's probably the more realistic option of the two. And then Tuukka Rask, he's on the last year of his deal, as is Jonathan Bernier. So Rask, I mean, he's a potential sign and trade option, but he's pretty much in the same boat as Bergeron and Marchand in the respect that I'd love to keep him around and have him retire as a Boston Bruin. But that's what our goaltending situation looks like. So outside of those guys, we don't really have too much that we're looking to trade away. We have this first round pick, nothing spectacular there. I guess if you want to consider anybody that we could trade, we could potentially trade Brodin maybe. The rest of our guys are pretty young. Liljegren might grow some this offseason. Be nice to see McAvoy finally grow. We still have a solid team all around, but we would just need to fill in some holes. And a little bit of a contract. A little bit of a cap situation. I'll show you guys who all's expiring and needs new deals. Pastrnak needs a new contract. He's probably going to ask for way more than 4.4. Vlasic's expiring as well. So is Brodin. Brodin's going to want more. Vlasic, hopefully we can get him for a little bit less than that. That'd be cool. Liljegren, we might be able to sign him to a two-way deal. That would be awesome. McAvoy's going to want more. Getzlaf, hopefully, is going to want a lot less than 8. Fiala will probably be about in the same range. We can get rid of Hyman, Roussel. DeBrusque is going to want more. JFK is probably going to want more. We can get rid of Morrow. And then that's pretty much it for guys that are re-signing. So a lot of younger guys that need new contracts are going to want a couple $1 million more a piece. So that's a bit of a situation there. And, I just don't really know where we stand. I just don't know. So we're just going to go ahead and start the draft and just see what's available. And just go from there. It's probably going to be a bit of a longer video since I don't really know what I want to do quite yet. I have gone through and picked out some guys. To me, it seems like our major hole is going to be top line center of the future. And because right now our top 2 centers are Bergeron and Getzlaf. And then our third center is Wenberg, who is near the end of his growing potential. And he's going to be a really good second line center. But we just don't have a first line center going forward. And fortunately, there's 6 centers here in the top 10 of the draft that we can go after. And I've also got a bunch of potential targets that we can trade for. I'll just read those guys off to you right now. From Detroit, Dylan Larkin. From Edmonton, Draisaitl. From Ottawa, both Logan Brown and Colin White. From Toronto, Austin Matthews. From Washington, Kuznetsov. Strome from Arizona, and then Rasmussen from Carolina. All those guys are they're younger, and they would be our top line center for pretty much probably the rest of this franchise mode series if we can keep them around and if they can stay in the high 80s, low 90s area. But I will tell you this right now, to get any of those guys, we will have to trade away Brad Marchand. But for right now, I'm going to look at the top 10 in the draft. I at least start with the centers to see if there's anybody that really sticks out to me. Patrick Marks looks to be not too bad with an exact elite potential in the top 5. It'll be tough to trade all the way to the top 5, but we can give it a shot. Manny Van Riemsdyk looks to be pretty good as well. Probably in the mid-70s, low 70s overall. Olas, we're not going to have too much information on him. Huselius, probably a little bit worse. Well, they're probably about in the same range as the other guys. And then AJ Leach looks to be probably the best overall from all these players, but he's probably like a high top 9 potential. He has the high bottom 6 scouted potential, but high 70s for his green stats, and then the offensive awareness at a yellow 87. I would say there's no way that's lower than like an 80 already. As a center playmaker, but his defense isn't the best, but you know, that's fine. So those are some options in the top 10. Leach is probably the highest overall and the most attainable guy. But we'll have to see how the draft turns out and how that goes. And I have gone through this and looked at it already. I just basically started the draft and looked at all the players to get sort of an insight of what I can show you guys before we get into the actual draft. And, well, actually, this Terry guy at low bottom 6, he might be pretty good. But there is an option around where our pick is for this guy right here, Ken Trojanovic. At the first/second round, our pick's like 25, I think, so he might still be there at that point in the draft. And with a low backup potential, that'll probably end up being maybe medium starter, maybe even medium elite. And we need a long-term goalie. So we need a top-line center and a starting goaltender for the future, as Rask is getting towards the end of his career. So Trojanovic would not be a bad option if we want to stay where we are in the draft. Just pick up that high goaltending prospect, or that quality goaltending prospect. I thought that was Duncan Keith for a second. Duncan Keith from Belgium. Is that Belgium? Yeah, that's gotta be Belgium. For some reason, I'm confusing the German and the Belgian flags right now. Yeah, that's Germany right there. Yep. I couldn't remember which one was vertical, which one was horizontal for a second. Germany's horizontal, Belgium is vertical. Same color scheme. Same color scheme. Yeah. So, that's what we're looking at. My main two thoughts right now... Well, let's check out these guys really quick. Parsons and Oduya. These are pretty low overall. Oduya, same thing there. Amadio, yeah, not the best. And then this top 4 D-man, C. Park. He's not terrible, but we don't really need defensemen of the future. We need a top-line center and a goaltender. So my two options for that, stay where we are and hope Trojanovic falls. Or maybe even trade up a little bit to ensure we get Trojanovic. Or trade up to the top 10 and try to get AJ Leach. Or if any of the other guys, any of the other top-notch centers, if they fall a little bit, maybe to like 11 or 12, we could trade for them there. But that's what we're looking at right now, boys. And that is what I'm thinking. We'll just have to see how the draft turns out before we can determine what we want to do. So it looks like it's a pretty deep draft, and we got this exact top 6 D-man available in the 6th round. Exact top 9 forward in the 4th and 5th. So there will be some chances later on in the draft to pick up decent prospects. These guys are all probably top 9 forward prospects. They're going to be available in the 4th and 5th rounds. And then some 7th D here. Yeah, 4th and 5th rounds, the latest. And then goaltending, we have a couple of medium backups. They're probably going to be maybe medium starters. We could pick up another goaltending prospect late as well. So that's what I'm thinking, boys. We're just going to see how this draft turns out at the beginning before we make a decision on what we want to do with our picks. So let's go ahead. So Marks went first overall. No chance we're going to trade for that pick. Afajanov, I don't know. Van Riemsdyk. So there's 3 centers in the top 3, and then Crane, and then Pajot. Okay, so let's take a look at Colorado, Columbus, and Anaheim, and see what they got. So Anaheim, they picked Manny Van Riemsdyk with a 3rd overall pick, and that's a pretty good pick for them. 70 overall at age 18. He would have been pretty good for us to get, but I mean the trade value is just insane. We probably would have not been able to trade up to the 3rd overall pick, but that's a really good 3rd overall pick. I will give them that. So we also got Colorado and Columbus. Let's see who Columbus got. They picked Afajanov. I don't know, maybe. He's a high top 6 forward, 60 overall, age 18. Pretty good trade value, but not as good as Van Riemsdyk. So the Ducks had a good player fall to their lap. At a 60 overall, he's a few more years out. That would not have been the best option for us. And then Colorado, they picked up Marks, who was an exact elite. Ended up being medium elite. 64 overall, age 18. So he's a bit of a project as well, but his trade value is insane. So he will grow in time. So those were the 3 guys we missed out on, but I don't think we could have put together a package to trade up for those picks. So let's see if Leach falls down here to late in this top 10. Oh, he went to the Flames right there at pick 8. So the Wild, the Flames, and let's see who picks up the other center. And the Kings. Wow. 9th overall pick, medium elite. Holy shit. So the Kings, the Flames, and the Wild. All these 3 picks went out west. Kings, Flames, and the Wild. Start with the Flames, see who they got. They picked up Leach, who was way down here. 73 overall, age 18. But he has a high top 9, but like a 3rd of a trade value bar. He has low 80s for his offensive stats already. That's really good. So we might end up trading for him. I don't know. We'll see. We could probably get him for our first and a little bit extra, or maybe just trade him. See if we can get Bergeron for that guy. The Wild and the Kings. Okay, so who did the Kings pick up? They got Olas, medium elite, 61 overall, age 18. That seems to be a pretty damn good 9th overall pick. But he's low 70s for his stats, 61 overall. He is quite a bit away from being NHL ready. The Wild picked up Huselius, 68 overall, age 19. 2A forward though, so all his stats are about even. They're all low to mid 70s. So not a bad pick for them. But if you want anybody, it'd probably be Leach. He's closest to being NHL ready. He's closest to being a top pick for us. But we'll see. We'll see. So we have let's go see really quick. I think we have the 25th pick. Okay. So we're gonna try to, since no one really fell from that first round, we're gonna see. It really sucks for the Habs. Fuck the Habs. They got a medium top 6 in a draft where, at pick 10 in a draft where medium elite went at number 9. So they fell just out of getting a top-notch prospect. Thank God. So we'll see if our goaltender falls down to us at 25. I am willing to trade up a little bit to get him because he's going to be a really good goaltending prospect, more than likely. So we'll go to pick 20. See what we're looking at here. Wrong thing. I meant to go to scouted players. I went to offer trade instead. Okay. 15 minutes in this video, I've done nothing but speculate. So there's still at least 3 more picks. So we'll go to 23 and see if all 3 of those first round projected guys are still there. 1, 22, 23. Okay, scouted players. Okay, Richards is still available. So I'm taking a bit of a risk here. We could trade up this 1 spot to guarantee that we get this goaltending prospect. But I'm just going to say YOLO and hope he falls 1 spot. I don't really want to trade away more assets, especially draft assets. But let's just see what it would take really quickly to guarantee that we get this guy. So we'll definitely try to throw our first round pick in this draft or in this trade package. And then Bernier, we cannot trade him. Anyone from this list? No. Maybe Hansel. Can we dump Hansel on him? And to make the difference here in this pick. Did not mean to click that button. So let's see if we can trade Hansel up. Trade Hansel to move up one spot. Also getting rid of that 2 million cap hit. He's probably going to regress. If you remember when we signed him, he was an 85 overall. And at this point, he's already down to an 81. So next season, he might not even be an NHL caliber player. We'll let the Stars take that risk, though. He's 34 years old, age 80, or 34 years old, 81 overall. Still has really good defense, but his offensive stats are getting pretty low. So let's see if this, fuck me. That does go through. Okay, so we dumped Hansel to move up one spot and guarantee that we get this pick. And we also got to get rid of his cap hit. So Trojanovic, welcome to the Boston Bruins. Please be good. Please be good. Medium elite. There we go, boys. So there is our goaltender of the future. Trojanovic will replace Tuukka Rask in the long term as our starting goaltender. Let's take a look at him really quickly. Only a 61 overall at age 17, so we might have a couple of bad years in net. But Ken Trojanovic, medium elite goaltender. Good shit. Alright, so Rask can be our starting goaltender for the next 1, maybe 2 seasons. We can get Vladar and Werner to be backups. And then, worst case scenario, we just live with some subpar goaltending for a couple of seasons before Trojanovic is ready. But I'm really happy about that pick. We have our goaltending prospect of the future. And let's see if we can get a deal done with the Calgary Flames for AJ Leach. I don't know how I feel about trading for a high top 9 guy, but I mean his trade value's there, so he's gonna grow eventually. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But let's see if we can get a deal done for him. See what the Flames want in return. They only want young players, so that's kind of unfortunate. I'm not interested in really trading any young players. They want any goaltending, just Bernier, and then the draft picks. Okay, so it's going to be tough to get this deal done. I might not be able to get it done. I might wait until after free agency. Let's just see what Bergeron does in terms of the trade value. Let's see if it makes a big difference here. Still a little bit short. So let's see if we could do like Bergeron in our 2nd round pick this year or something like that. Or even Mirko Mueller. He's just pissed off, man. I don't know why. But it'd be nice to get rid of his contract. Is that going to go through? I doubt it. Yeah, it's not. If we could throw like a 2nd in on this deal, that'd be really good. 2nd round pick. Whatever we do, we really need to dump Mirko Mueller's salary. $4.5 million for a guy that's going to be a bottom pairing. If he gets his morale back up, he might not even ever get his morale back up. So that would be still a question mark there. Let's see if we can throw in the 2nd to make this go through. The value on the table is too far off, so we're going to have to wait on that. I doubt that we can get a deal done at the moment, at least. We'll wait until free agency to see if we can. Wait to see how that plays out, see who's available there. So we're here in the 2nd round, and a medium starter goaltender went just 2 picks ahead of our pick. So pretty good year for goaltenders, it looks like. A bunch of medium top 4D, medium top 6 forwards went early in this round, but we are to the point where it's a medium top 9 and low top 9, it appears. Let's just see what's available, see what we're looking at before we make any decisions. So Nakamura, Frolov, Georgis, they're all going to be top 9 forwards. I don't know if they're going to be medium or low or what. Same thing with Samsonov down here. Richter is going to be a top 6 D-man. Geisberger might be low top 4. But there's no way of knowing the medium 7th D potential. Getting way down here in the 3rd round. We're going to skip over those guys. Let's take a look at what's available. Nakamura. Tim Nakamura might be a pretty good overall. With his stats green in the high 70s, low 80s. And by high overall, I mean like in the 70s. As opposed to these guys are going to be in the 60s. Lee Georges. I'm not so sure about him. Let's check out Samsonov down here. He's going to be decent. 77 passing already. The yellow 79 offensive awareness. That can't be too low. Yellow 66 defensive awareness, though, is pretty damn low. Richter. Okay, that's him. Not too interested in that. So it's either Nakamura or Samsonov. And both these guys are going to be medium top 9 potential at best. So it's not like the position really matters. I mean, Vyacheslav Samsonov's never going to be our top line center. So that doesn't really matter. But Nakamura having the higher... I mean, he's got the higher draft grade. And his stats look to be a little bit better right now. So we're just going to draft Tim Nakamura. We might trade up our 3rd round pick to pick up Samsonov. I don't know just yet. Let's see what we got in Nakamura. He was medium top 9, so that is good. Let's just see really quickly what we're looking at here. Nakamura is 71 overall, age 18, so that's a pretty good pick as well. Take a look at his stats really quickly. Yeah. He's pretty much looking the same as AJ Leach, except he's medium top 9 instead of high top 9. So we might not trade for AJ Leach after all. I don't know. We'll have to see. Still up in the air on that. Let's just go to the end of round. Sim to next round. See what was picked after our pick. Medium top 9, top 6, low top 6, low top 9. So Frolov, a guy we were considering, was low top 9. Good thing I avoided picking him. Let's sim about 5 picks. And Geisberger was low top 4. So that might have been a better pick. I'm not sure. It really depends on what his overall would be. Georges goes there at medium top 9. Fukufuji. That's a really fun name. Let's see what it would take. No, scouted players. That's what I want. Yep, scouted players. See Samsonov. We can probably go a couple more picks for Samsonov. Clapperton. No. This guy, no. Tomarins. Tomarne. I don't fucking know, man. This guy, Evan Purinton. He might be a low top 6 forward. Who knows? Kyoto, no thank you. Viacola, not the best. Flynn, not so much. Scavello, decent, not the best. Whoa, Joe Dika. I don't know which one it is. He might be a pretty good player already with the... He's a power forward, though, and he's a center. So we'll keep him in mind. Turikov might not be too bad. Offensive defenseman. 71 defensive awareness, though, is not too good. We're in the 4th round by then. So we're looking at a guy like Dika, if we were to keep our pick, and then a guy like Samsonov, if we were to trade up. Interesting choice. I might try to get 2 3rd-round picks here. I don't know. So let's go a couple more picks and see if Samsonov's still available. We'll stop at 10. Stop at 10. Okay, so let's see if the Senators... Samsonov is still available. Let's see what it would take to get the Senators' 3rd-round pick. I wonder if we could get rid of Mueller in this trade. That would be really awesome. What are the Senators looking for? They want Trojanovic? No. Hard no. As Wayne from Letterkenny would say. Do they want Mueller? Yes, they do. So let's see if we can throw Mueller in this deal. And then maybe like a... Mueller and a 7th. Let's just see what that looks like. That, I mean, it could get it done. The value on the table is too far off, okay. So we're going to have to give them a little bit more than that. Do we have any anything here that we can give them up? Or give up to them? Jesus. Nobody that's unsigned other than the guys that we just drafted. And Lundmark was our first round pick last season. I don't want to give up on him just yet. Start down here at the bottom. They do want Joe Morrow. Is he expiring? He is expiring though, so we cannot trade them Joe Morrow. We could look to get rid of Sinishin. He never really turned out. Still only 75 overall at age 24. So he's not the best. So we could, I'll throw Sinishin in this deal. And see if that's enough to get it done. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Okay, they have too many skaters in the organization. Do they have anybody they want to trade away? Probably not. So we'll just get a guy that's expiring. Doesn't really matter what guy it is, really. Just want to get a guy that's expiring. Be cool to get a prospect out of it. Just at least a decent prospect. No, this guy's got too much trade value. Try to get this Walker guy. See if we can get him back in this deal. That's way too much trade value. Okay. So we'll probably have to add a couple of picks into this. We'll see if we can give them our 7th this year and then something in the late rounds next year. So we'll give them the 7th and like the 6th next season. See what that does for this trade. Doesn't meet our trade block needs particularly well. So we'll try to throw another 7th in here. Oh shit. What just happened? What just happened? Alright. Okay, whatever the fuck that was. Scared the shit out of me. That went through. Okay. So we got rid of Mueller's $4.5 million cap hit. That turned out to be not the best trade. Throwing Mueller in that trade last season for Pavelski or whenever it was. I don't remember. But Mueller, and we traded away a failing prospect in Sinishin, as well as two sevenths and a 6th, and we got a 3rd round pick out of it, which we'll be trading, or we will be picking Vyacheslav Samsonov from I think that's Belarus. Played in the Russian league, a 19-year-old center playmaker, and he's low top 9, motherfucker. I was really hoping he'd be medium top 9. Really hoping for that. But he's low. So that kind of sucks. Let's take a quick look at him really quick. Fuck me. He does have the same trade value as Nakamura, despite being a lower overall, a lower potential, and older. 64 overall. He has pretty damn good offensive stats, though. Only a half-star defense. So that's some area for improvement there for Samsonov, but not a bad pick. And we did get rid of Merkel Mueller's ridiculous cap hit as part of that trade. So is the guy we're looking for still here? He is. Okay. Purinton went, he was medium top 9. I thought he might be even higher than that, low top 6, but he was not. So let's see, let's check out our guy. I forget his name already. Where's he at? Dika, I don't know. Joe Dika. We are picking him without a doubt. Hopefully he is a pretty high overall. A left-handed center power forward from the United States. Joe Dika, low top 9 as well, son of a bitch. But not bad for a 3rd round pick. In the year 1 draft with a 3rd round pick, you're gonna get like a medium AHL top 6. So getting a low top 9 is not bad. He does have the same trade value as the other guys. Low top 9, 74 overall, age 19, so he's pretty good already. High 70s, low 80s in his offensive stats, and medium 70s for his defensive stats, so he's not too far off from being NHL ready. So that's a pretty good pick. I feel like we're having a really good draft so far, boys. I'm really liking what we're doing this season in the draft, at least. We got rid of some cap hit, that is for sure. At least 6 million of it. So Jesus, the Rangers got a medium starter goaltender in the 4th round. But we've gotten rid of 6 million in cap in this draft. So I'm really happy about that. So let's take a look at who's available here in the late 4th round. Serge Lacerte is not too bad. We got Pakarainen here. Cancel that. He looks to be probably in the 60s overall, but he is only 17 years old. Latipov, don't have too much information on him. Nope. And then Petrovicki, I don't know, whichever one that is. Or we could pick this goaltending prospect here, Pierre Leneveux. Be nice to add another guy who could potentially push for that starting goaltending role of the future. We've already drafted 3 forwards this draft too, so I don't think we're too needy in that category. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the goalie. So we do need a medium starter. There we go, boys. Just like the Rangers, we got a medium starter here in the 4th round. Late 4th round. So we need a succession plan for Tuukka Rask. And I believe we have that now, as we've drafted 2 goaltending prospects this year. Our 2nd and 3rd most valuable goaltenders. 66 overall, age 18, medium starter for Pierre Leneveux. Not a bad 4th round pick at all. All right, so let's head on to our next pick and see what we can do there. So for this video, I'm just going to do the re-sign phase probably, and then call it a video after that. We'll have to see. So bottom 6 potential guy here in Victor Knight. Doesn't look to be the best player overall. Madsen, nope, not the best either. What about Lettinen? Not too bad. Anyone else? Okay, we got an exact top 6 defenseman here in Ron Barry. He's probably the best potential of the guys that are left. And then Rick Nichols. That's a really good name. That's a really good name, Rick Nichols. Check out Henry Rodney. He might be a top 9 potential guy. The 5th, 6th round. That's a thing to consider right there. He is a guy to consider for sure. Play in the United States, so you might have that. We might have that B scouting accuracy from the U.S., so you might actually be a bottom 6. But I think I'm willing to take a chance on him. I mean, if you look at the rest of our options, they're not really that great. So it'd be cool to take a shot here in the 5th round on Rodney and see what we get. Low top 9. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Better than medium bottom 6 probably. Left wing sniper Rodney, welcome to the team. So we're headed here to the 7th round, as we do not have our 6th round pick for this season. And we traded our 7th round pick as well. So there's the draft, boys. We got us 2 good potential starting goaltenders of the future. And we got 3 pretty good forward prospects, and Rodney as well is not a bad forward prospect. So now we're headed to the re-sign phase. And in the draft, we also got rid of quite a bit of a cap hits. So I think that was a really good draft for us. I'm very happy with the outcome for that draft. So there we go. Yeah, now we're in the re-sign phase. Let me take a look at who is expiring and what we can potentially get them for. So we have $45 million in cap space. But if you look at the guys we got to re-sign, a lot of names here. Getzlaf, Vlasic, Pastrnak, Brodin, Fiala, McAvoy, DeBrusk, JFK, Liljegren, and Rask, and Bernier. So we're going to be using quite a bit of this money. Getzlaf wants 7 mil. 1 year, 7 mil is what Getzlaf wants. My God. I'm going to write all these down really quickly, boys. Bear with me for 1 minute. Just writing this down so I can visualize it better and get a better feel of like what we're looking at. So press the wrong button on Pastrnak. Pastrnak wants 3 years, 7.3 million, and he is an RFA. So worst case scenario, we can just send him a qualifying offer and then make some cap space as soon as free agency opens and we can make trades and then re-sign him then. Vlasic, he wants a shit ton of years, so I'm not sure about that. Vlasic wants 4 years at 5.45 or 1 year, which is more likely, at 6.25. He's probably going to regress to like an 86, so we'll be paying for a second pairing guy there. Brodeen wants a hefty payment. He wants 3 years at 6.125. Okay. Fiala, he wants 3 years at 5 million. Okay. Yes, we could sign him for 1 or 2 years as well. That's an option. He's also an RFA. And then McAvoy is up next. What does he want? He wants 3 years at 3.5 million. Or we'll sign him for 2 years at like 3. Put him down for 2 by 3. And then DeBrusque wants 3 years, nearly 3 million. DeBrusque, 3 by 285. He's also an RFA. So we have a ton of RFAs. If we wanted to, with all these players, we could just absolutely load up on the draft picks. JFK wants a minimal contract. So does Liljegren. So don't have to worry about those guys too much. All right. Nothing too crazy here. What does Rask want? This is gonna be a really big number. He wants 4 years, 8 million. Holy shit, Tuukka Rask, you are just asking for so much. 4 years, 8 million for a 34 overall goaltender, or 34-year-old goaltender. Bernier wants 2 years for $1.5 million. Okay, so that is everything. That is all the players. I'm just going to use a calculator really quick to see how much all these guys would cost. And let's go to calculator. 7 plus 7.3 plus 5.45 plus 6.25 plus 6.125 plus 5 plus 3 plus 2.85 plus 8 plus 1.5. And I fucked that up there at the end. Jesus. Super unfortunate there. I hit 81.5 instead of 8 plus 1.5. So I had to start all over, and I fucked up again. Oh my lord! iPhone needs to fix their calculator app. You can't type it in fast whatsoever. You just can't do it. You gotta slow it down. Slow it down. You gotta milk it. Okay. So if I signed everyone for the money they're asking for, we would be paying $52.5 million. So we need to cut out about $8 million total. And I could pretty much almost get that by just not re-signing Getzlaf. And I actually might just do that. Looking at... Actually, let's look at guys that are signed and check out their money. See if anybody's getting overpaid. We can trade away anybody. Bergeron's getting paid a hefty amount. Almost $7 million for him. No one else is really getting overpaid at all. We don't really have anybody here getting any money. Okay. So yeah. Alright, so we can not really anybody we can trade away from this list to save money. The only guy is Bergeron. And I'm not going to trade him away just for the sake of creating cap space. I would only trade him away if we were going to be terrible and miss the playoffs. Trade him to a contender. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm going to start with Vlasic. No, I'm going to start with guys that I know I want to re-sign, like Kevin Fiala. Let's just get these guys out of the way. We'll sign him for 3 years, $5 million. So let's keep a track of this. We're going to do 44.810 minus 5 leaves us with $40 million pretty much, but we have Fiala re-signed. Where do we want to go to now? McAvoy next down the list for sure. We can get him at 3 by 3.5 or 2 by 3. I said I'd do 2 by 3. That would save us $500,000, and we'll do that. So take off 3 more million. We're at about $37 million. We'll go ahead and sign the rest of these guys that are down here on this list a little bit. We'll get DeBrusque at 3 years, $2.75 million. Let's go ahead and subtract 2.75. Leaves us at about $34 million. to sign our top 5 free agents. And I really want to sign Pasternak. Like I don't want to chance it with him. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign him. We'll give him exactly what he's asking for. Okay. So minus 7.3. We're at about 26.75 million. We'll go ahead and sim a day just to see what the game puts our cap space as, because sometimes it puts it as a different number than what you're expecting. So we're just going to check that before we move forward with signing more players. And all 4 of those guys signed, so that's good. Back to contracts. This is a 29.86. We have $30 million still, so we're in a good spot. We signed Fiala, McAvoy, DeBrusque, and Pasternak. Okay. So, what else do we have here? Let's go to expiring. And another thing to keep in mind is Nicky. Next season is going to need an actual contract. He's probably going to take Bergeron's money, honestly, next season. So that shouldn't be the biggest problem, but it's still something to be mindful about. Getzlaf, Vlasic, Brodin. Getzlaf wants 1 year, $7 million. I might try to spread that out over 2 years because he's probably going to retire. He's already 36. He'll be 37 at the end of next season. I don't want to chance that at all. I don't. So we'll re-sign Getzlaf with the hope that he doesn't regress too much. But 1 year, $7 million for him. He's still an 88 overall. So worst case, he's like an 86, and that would not be the end of the world. So we'll do 29.86 minus 7 leaves us about 23 million. Check mark Getzlaf. Brodin is pretty much a priority. We'll sign him for 3x6. Yeah, sure. Minus 6. That leaves us with 17 million. Brodin's on the team. Okay. And then Rask, we definitely want Rask back, at least for this season. At least get him on a contract that we can work with and trade him away. So I'm thinking the 2 years, because the 1 year puts him at $9.5 million. So we can save an entire $1 million if we go for 2 years. Actually, I might just do 3. We'll do 3. 3 at $8 million. Give that a shot. That's really going to suck. It's really going to suck, but we definitely need Rask back. So we'll do Rask at 3 million, or 3 years for $8 million. I wish we could get him for $3 million for 8 years. It leaves us with about $9 million. We still have to make a decision on Vlasic. And let's see what the game puts our cap at before we move forward anymore. Sorry for this very long and meticulous approach to this. I just want to make sure we have a little bit of flexibility, and we could potentially sign a game changer in free agency if we want to. But at the same time, I don't want to hinder our future in terms of the cap hit. So we have $11 million left. We have to make a decision on Marc-Edouard Vlasic. So, all expiring. Okay. So if we go to our defensemen, let's look at everyone. And let's say we don't re-sign Vlasic. Brodin, Carlo, McAvoy, Liljegren. Okay. So if we don't re-sign Vlasic, our team's going to be Honka and Brodin on the top line. Then probably Carlo and McAvoy on the second. And then like Liljegren and Morrow. So if we see growth from these 3 guys, it won't be too bad. But if we don't, we might be in a bit of a situation. I think I'm willing to take a chance on our team here and just hope that they grow. And worst case is we could sign somebody that's probably going to be like a second pairing guy for a couple million cheaper than Vlasic. Vlasic would take like 1 year, $6 million to get him back on this team. Actually, wouldn't be terrible now I'm thinking about it. $6 million for 1 year for a second pairing guy wouldn't be too bad. How did he do last season? Still a 5-star defensive rating. Going to be a fantastic penalty killer. Was a plus 43, that's right. Oh my lord, he was good. I've convinced myself. We'll offer him 1 year, $6 million. He's probably going to be a better contract for the caliber of player than anything we can get in free agency. So we'll go for Vlasic there. 1 year, $6 million. Puts us at about $5 million left. We still have a couple of guys to sign as well, so let's get those done really quickly. JFK, 1 year, $1 million for him. Okay. Liljegren wants. We'll give him 2 years, $1 million. Don't need Morrow, Hyman Rousseau. Don't need any of these guys really. We'll give Heinen a 1 year deal. He doesn't even want a one-way deal. That's dumb, but whatever. Kuleshov, we'll offer you 3 years. Crank that up a little bit. Okay. Walker, we can have you back for 1 year. See if you grow any. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sign these guys. Our former draft picks. See if they get any better. Don't want to sign these guys. They're just wasting roster spots. Don't want to sign any of those guys either. The unsigned guys, we can go ahead and sign Dika. I'm sure he'll make the AHL squad at least. We'll leave Nakamura though. Wait, is Dika Canada? No, he's American. Okay. Alright. So, goaltending now. Do we want to bring back Bernier? Or do we want to take our chance with either Vladar or Werner? And I think we just guarantee ourselves Bernier rather than taking a risk. We'll give him 1 year, $1.5 million. If he goes for that, great. If he doesn't, I don't know. And then Vladar we will bring back for sure on a 2-way deal. Yep. Alright, so that was our re-sign phase. Got everybody back, and we still have about probably around the $5 million, maybe $4 million range for free agency. See if there's anybody there. See if there's anything we can do. And all of those guys have signed their deals. Alright, so we'll go ahead and send to free agency. And I'll show you guys who's available before I sign off for this video. Okay, Pro Scout, whatever. Okay, yeah. So 92 offense, 92 defense, 90 goaltending. Not the best. Not the best. But, you know. $3 million, and here's what's available. So if we wouldn't have signed Vlasic, we could have gone after Dougie Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton only wants $7 million. That's insane. So that might have been a mistake there, boys. Even we could have signed a guy like Mark Stahl. He's asking for a lot of years, actually, so maybe not. But here's who's available. No one in this range that we can afford. We might look to sign somebody down here, like a Brandon Leipzig. He only wants about $1 million. He's a pretty decent all-around player. He'd be on a 4th line, left wing spot. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about it. I'll check the prospects really quickly. Latikainen, that would be a huge pickup. Montreal wants him, so we'll offer him $800,000 for a 3-season. See if he will come and join us, as well as Picard. Is that probably Tyler Picard? I don't know. Just guessing there. Tyler Picard, yep. Throw him a deal. So a couple of good prospects available. We'll try to pick those guys up. Anyone else here before I move on? Any high AHL potential guys? Let's go check that really quickly. High 7th, nope. Okay, high AHL. There's a guy. Poulin. Probably not too bad of an option. We'll give him a... Never mind, he wants a 1-way deal. No, thank you. But Ronning here, we will offer him a contract. Yep. Okay. And then anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. What about defense? Any high AHL guys? Any high AHL guys here? This Neil guy. Carl Neal is not a bad potential. He wants a 1-way deal though. We'll offer him that. See if he bites. This guy, we'll give him an offer. See if he's happy with it. And yeah, that's it for defensemen. Let's check out the goaltenders. Are there any good prospects here that we might want to pick up? Doesn't look that way. Nope. Let's check out the overalls. Anyone here? Yeah, so if we wouldn't have signed Bernier, we'd have had to go with somebody like Skapski, who's asking for more money than Bernier. Despite having an awesome name like Skapski, I'd rather have Bernier for sure. So that is that. That'll be it for this video, boys. Let me know what you think about the potential guys in free agency. We could look to trade Vlasic and then try to sign Dougie Hamilton. We could look to trade Bergeron for some cap space. Or we could try to keep him around, let him retire with us. Just let me know what you guys want to see me do in free agency and potential trades. As always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Even if you didn't enjoy, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Go watch our other videos. Share this video. Do that kind of stuff. Next video, we will look to improve our team a little bit more. I'll see you guys next time.